Shalom Aleichem, sweetest friends. This year should be a special schus. The Refuas, Reb Rafal Chaim Dov, Ben Risa Shoshana, B'soch Shachol Yisrael, Miriam Bas Chai, Esther Bas Naomi Sarah, Sarah Bas Rivka, Reb Yoshua Meir, Ben Rachel Sarah, Bar Yosef Moshe Chaim. They should all have a Refuah Shleim, B'soch Shachol Yisrael, and Bracha Batzlacha for Reb Moshe Yehuda Ben Peshadina. Sweet friends, we are going to be discussing the question of being told at Tzitzis Shelo Lishma. You have to have kavanah l'shem mitzvahs Tzitzis when you put the Tzitzis in the hole and tie them. In the Gemara in Maseches Sukkah and Daf Tes, we darshan the pasuk Gedilim Ta'aseh Lecha that the Asiyas HaTzitzis has to be Lishma. Rashi and the Rosh understand that this is talking about Tliyas HaTzitzis and Tviyas HaTzitzis, both the putting of the tzitzis in the garment, putting the strings in the garment, and also spinning the tzitzis, creating the chutim, creating the strings. Both of them have to be Lishma. L'shem mitzvahs tzitzis, and that's also the shita of Tzitzis and Menachos and Daf Mem Beis, that Tliyas tzitzis has to be Lishma. Aval, Tosfot Tosifu Nekuda Chadasha. Amru Tosfot that we have a rule by tzitzit Lishma that Stama Lishma Koi. When is tzitzis not going to be kosher? When a person has explicit kavana shelo Lishma. He's doing it for another reason. But when he has no kavana, says Tosfos, it's kosher. Because Stama Lishma Koi. So if you have stam tzitzis that are tvuyim lishma, and then you put them in the garment, we say stam lishma koi. And this is based on the famous sugya in Maseches Zvochim that Daf Yomi learned a little over a month ago, that stam karbanos are lishma. When do we say that an ol is no good if it's l'shem chatos? But if one had no kavana when bringing the ol, it's peseder, it's kosher. So the same thing by tzitzis. If he has no kavana, stam lishma, stam without any kavana is Lishma, and it's Beseder Gamur. The Rambam has a different shita. The Rambam's shita is that Tliyas Tzitzis doesn't require Lishma at all. Not Stama Lishma Koi. We don't need Lishma. And the Kesef Mishnah learns, this is the way Rabbi Kiva Eger teaches up the Kesef Mishnah, that the difference between Tviyah Lishma and Tliyah Lishma is because the Rambam had a difficulty in the Gemara. The Gemara says Menachos Daf Mem Beis that minayin letzitzis lo ovid k'cho b'shipsul. The Gemara is a drasha from a pasuk that a goy who makes tzitzis is pasul. So kimt for the kashe. So then we have a question. Wait a second. Why do we have to pasul a goy for making tzitzis if the problem is that it has to be lishma? If it has to be Lishma, we can pasel a goy even without a pasuk. Because we see in Gittin Daf Chov Gimel that Akum Adaitei Tenavshe Avid. Goyim don't do Lishma. Since Goyim don't do Lishma, so Memela, we don't need a drasha to tell us that they can't make tzitzis. They can't make tzitzis because they don't ever do Lishma. From Dante's Gidringen. So from here is mashma, no, that you don't need lishma from tzitzis, and therefore we need a special drasha l'mayit akum. Because if we needed lishma, we would know akum is memuat, is not allowed to make tzitzis without a drasha. So why does the Gemara have to have a drasha to tell you that goyim are puzzled for making tzitzis? It must be you don't need tliyah lishma. Kach shitas harambam. So this kasha, Rabbi Kiva Eger says, Gur B'Kitzer, it's a very short tshuva. But Rabbi Kiva Eger is merames that this also was difficult, this kasha was also shver to Tosfos. Because, Be'etzem, what's the makor of Tosfos to say that Stam is Lishma Koi? So they didn't catch him. Where do they get that? It works also for tzitzis. So Rabbi Kiva Eger says that they had our kasha. Why does the Gemara have to be Memayed Goy? Anyway, Goyim can't do Lishma. So it must be that Stama Lishma Koi. And since Stama Lishma Koi, the guy had no kavana, but it's Beseder, Stama Lishma Koi. So now we have to have a special pasuk to be Memayed a guy. Because if it's L'chisar and Lishma, it's Beseder, it's Stama Lishma Koi. So now we have a pasuk to be Memayed a guy. So from the same kasha, Tos and the Rambam came to different conclusions. The Rambam came to the conclusion you don't need Lishma at all. And Tos came to the conclusion you need Lishma, but Stam is Lishma. And therefore, you need the pasuk to tell you that even though in the absence of negative kavanas, it's Beseder, but by a goy, it doesn't matter what his kavana is. Doesn't matter what his kavana is. A goy is memuat. But Rabbi Akiva Eiger says that you can answer the kasha. You can answer the kasha of the Rambam. It tells us hakusha smuya, that hidden question that you need the later sources to tell you. What's the answer? The answer is nafkamina. A nafkamina if a goy converts. And he says, those tzitzis I made when I was a goy, but I was Lishma. So the question is, can other people wear them? So that's why I need a pasuk Memayed a goy. Enachinami. There is a din Lishma. There's a din Lishma. But the guy said, I did it Lishma. When I was a guy, I did it Lishma. And now I'm a Jew, you can believe me. Or maybe not other people, even for himself. He can say, I did it Lishma, I'm going to wear it. So in the Tzemach David, comments on Rabbi Akiva Eiger, he says Rabbi Akiva Eiger was clearing, are you believed L'gabe Acherim when you're Mizgayer? When you're Mizgayer, can you say that when I was a goy, I made it Lishma, allowing other people to wear those tzitzis? See if Ne'emanis. Is he Ne'eman L'gabe Acherim, or is he only Ne'eman L'gabe Atzmo? But then the Tzemach David comes in with a what do they call that punch in boxing? Over, I don't even know. Baruch Hashem, I haven't watched. When I was a little kid, I watched it. Terrible. It's mamish the most violent, vicious, brutal sport imaginable. I don't even call it a sport. It's just two men trying to murder each other and getting paid a lot of money to do so. But he gives him really what seems to be a knockout punch. This is an open Gemara. It's a Gemara in Ksubis. That if a goy is mizgayer, he's not ne'eman on what happened when he was a goy. L'gabe dinei tuma, that he says that where's the end of this tuma area of the Beis Hapras and Kiyum Shtaris. So he's not ne'eman after he was mizgayer. So how can Rabbi Akiva Eiger even have a clear that maybe he's ne'eman l'gabe zanafkamina, he's ne'eman l'gabe acherim after he was mizgayer? What's the tzad that he's ne'eman? We have an open Gemara in Ksubis 28b, and Rabbi Akiva Eiger learned that Gemara. But he's not ne'eman. So the answer is, this is given by Moshe Shimon Diskin. He has a sefer Masis Melech. Moshe Shimon Diskin was. What did the disciples say about Moshe Shimon Diskin? Rashiva Kol Torah. He said, "Hu tamid omer tov." He always says good. You learn his svarim. It's gewaldik. And also a little bit more Bahar Chava. He says it very much bekitzer. But there's a sefer Pnini HaSugyos of Rav Yaakov Moshe Shurkin, who also wrote the Ha'oris to the Rabbi Akiva Eiger's Tshuvas, Achiza Ba'ekev. So he's a younger man in Yira Torah Vayira Lakevud, which very soon Amir Tzashem Lakewood is going to empty out of most of the residents, as they are all coming to Eretz Yisrael for the Bias Mashiach Tzidkeinu Meher B'Yameinu Amen. Al Kol Panim, the Teretz is there's a chiluk, because that sugya that says that goyim are not ne'eman is on what they saw. Here is on what they did. There's a chiluk between what you saw there. It's lo diek. Since he saw it, maybe he wasn't so medayik, because he was still a goy. But in what he did, he has more ne'emanis. That is more medayik. We also have a concept that a person has more ne'emanis when it's biyado. Like we have in Gittin, Tosaf, Beis Amid Beis. So here it's biyado, and he did it himself. So that's chaluk from the case of what he saw. So therefore, Rabbi Kiva Eger knew that Gemara. And he was just saying, but I have a clear, but maybe when he did it, it's different. The sea is different. And maybe he's not Ne'eman L'Gabei others, he's Ne'eman L'Gabei himself, like we see in Ksubis. Like Rav Shurkin points out, Ksubis Daf Chof Beis Amid Beis. Two people say Meis Baila, and two people say Lo Meis Baila. Trey she's not allowed to get married. And if somebody has beer with her, since her husband might still be alive, not a good idea. Asham Talui. But if she knows that he died, she's allowed to go with one of the Eidim. Why? Because he's Bari, she knows. Simitov Mazdov. So you know yourself, you're more Ne'eman. You don't need Ne'eman, you don't need Eidus there. We have Ne'emanis. The Tzemach David also asks from the Tosefta brought by the Rash and Taurus, Perek Ches Mishnah Aleph, that a goy who had yayin and he was mizgayer, he's ne'eman to say shalom nitma. He's not ne'eman to say shalom nitma. He's not ne'eman on what happened when he was a goy. The answer is again there. He's being made that the wine was nishmar. There, the testimony is nobody was matami this wine. Bari li shalom nitma. I'm testifying that the wine didn't become tummy. On what you saw, you're not ne'eman. But on what you did, you are ne'eman. Now Rabbi Kiva Eger was learning that since the goy can be believed that he did it lishma, that means that goy, adaite denavshi avid, is only a suffix. But Reb Chaim in the Sefer, as they say in the yeshivas, in the Sefer, Reb Chaim in the Sefer, Chedush Reb Chaim Alevi al Rambam, he holds that it's vaday, that goy is legamrei mufka from lishma. You can look in the Achiza Be'ekev, there he brings the whole shtickle Reb Chaim. And therefore it wouldn't be an afkamina that he could say what he did b'giyuso, that it was lishma, because he's vadei mufka from lishma. He can't have lishma. So if he's vadei mufka, then ein al mal daber. Okay, so that wouldn't be an afkamina. And therefore, since it wouldn't be an afkamina, so then we're back to the question of if it's lishma, then why do we need to be mamayet a goy? A goy is mufka from lishma. So it must be you don't need lishma, like the Rambam holds. I'll go upon him. There's a lot more to say on this sugya. Worlds to say. But we're going to call it here. I'm going to give ourselves a bracha. We should be zocheh lilmod ulamid lishma v'lasel l'kayim kol divrei Yisrael Torah b'Yahava. And Amir Tzashem, Kadosh Baruch Hu gives us the koach and the moach and the financial means to do so. Parnos is in the hands of Hashem. So we should be zocheh to be able to have it so we can learn more about the sugya. Lilmod ulamid lishma v'lasel l'kayim kol divrei Yisrael Torah b'Yahava. Amen v'amen. Shalom, shalom, sweetest and most beloved friends.